Welcome everyone here at CSUN 21 and beyond to Afternoon at the Museum with Ira. I'm Janine Stanley, your Director of Customer Communications here at Ira. We have a crew in today, and there's a reason. It is a zoo here today. Or, well, it's about to be a zoo. And that is because we have our lovely and talented hostess, Stephanie Watts. Hello, Stephanie.
Hi, Janine. Hi, everyone.
Hey, hey. And we have agents today. Oh, do we have agents? We have Agent Julia.
Hello.
We have Agent Sierra.
Hello.
We have Agent Sid.
Hello.
And we have
Agent Danielle, who just joined us as well.
Hello.
Agent Danielle. Oh, and there's that Ryan guy.
There's that
And
one.
there
Yeah.
is Ryan Bishop,
and
our product manager.
Janine, that's not it. We have everybody.
There's more.
We have everybody at the CSUN 21 conference joining us today. Welcome to everybody at CSUN to Ira Experience Day.
Yes.
Afternoon at the museum.
What we are going to do today is give you a taste of what it's like to work with an Ira agent. Afternoon at the museum is kind of our experience of an explorer, Stephanie, and sometimes me and Ryan, actually going to look at some online content from museums around the country and work with a visual interpreter, which you will see is a little different from an audio description experience in that you can interact with the visual interpreter. You can ask them questions, you can direct them through the content, all of these things, and you can make some choices about what you'd like to see next, or just ask them, so what do we have here? And today we are going to the San Diego Zoo and Safari Park. And as a kid, my hero was Joan Embry from the San Diego Zoo. I wanted to grow up and be Joan Embry from the San Diego Zoo with all those animals that she always took onto the Tonight Show. So there you go. I'm going to turn this over to Stephanie and Julia, Sierra, Sid, and Danielle. And away we go.
Welcome, everybody. I'm so happy to be joining you there at CSUN and San Diego Zoo and this awesome team of agents. And forgive me if I don't remember everybody's name. I feel like, I don't know, Tony Orlando and Don or something here. I got my crew. I might be dating myself a little bit with that reference.
I want to see their dancers
I don't mind.
behind you.
Exactly. It's so I got the dancers and the such going on here. But yeah, we're at the zoo today. And I would like to ask each agent just to let me ask you guys to tell me a bit about where we are at the zoo. Are we at the front entrance? What's that look like? And we'll start with Julia and move on down the line to Sierra, and just give a little taste of visual interpretation.
And if you want to share your website with everybody so that folks can see, can they do that, Ryan?
Yeah, of course.
Great. All right. So they can do some.
One person only.
One person at a time.
Talk amongst yourselves, but don't talk too loud.
I'll go ahead and screen share, and I can kind of captain, and then we can take turns describing.
This is gonna be fun. I'm excited. Like this.
Yeah.
This doesn't happen often in the game. This is good.
This is the once in a lifetime. There we go.
All right, Stephanie. So I'm at the San Diego Zoo homepage, which is zoo.sandiegozoo.org. And the homepage has sections that say visit, things to do, places to stay. There's a shop. There's a page about their mission. And then there's a wildlife tab where you can go through all of the different animals that they have on display, and there are many. So if you have anything in mind, definitely jump in and let us know what's your favorites. And then there are also live cams of a few different animals.
Oh, that should be cool.
You
That
just
is
lost
really
me when you said gift shop. I'm sorry.
How much money does Janine regularly spend at the Columbus Zoo gift shop?
So, okay, that's your screen share, Julia. So then does it go next to Sarah and
It can go to whoever.
Yeah, I can be
you
next.
want it to,
Yeah. because honestly, I don't know which order you guys are appearing on this. So
Yeah, no problem. All righty. So I can also see there is a donate membership and ticket buttons on the top right corner of the screen next to the drop down menus about the wildlife. There's also a place where you can search and help center. So if you want to look up specific animals. And then there is a banner, and the banner is below the menu we just described. And that has images of two polar bears in the Arctic. It looks very icy behind them. There's some craggy rocks, and the polar bears are both sitting down facing each other, like sniffing each other's face. And there it says San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance, an international nonprofit conservation organization. And there's more information there about their conservation. Below that, there are zoo hours. Today it's open from 9 to 5.
Ooh, so they
And
are
then-
open. All right.
Look at that. Or
Apparently,
24 hours if you're
Awesome.
us.
And then it has numbered areas where it says next to the hours mission, and it says spring adventure. And it looks like you could probably click on those. The next one is 2, bringing wildlife into your home. We're here together. And then 3 says San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance. And it seems like those are probably going to be clickable. But now we're scrolling down on the homepage. And then it says things to do, upgraded experiences. And there's a button to expand that and view all. And below that, it has some images with more information of text, and it's of animals. And then it brings us to the live cams. It says view all, and the ones that are highlighted on the homepage are hippo cam, and that one says it's new, the koala cam, and the penguin cam.
Okay, well, let's see. So we have Sid and the other
Danielle.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna pick on. Let's go with Danielle. Danielle, can you click for me on one of the live cams? Actually, let's go with the koala.
Go with the koalas, my
Yeah.
favorite. I was hoping you would pick koalas.
Got to pet a koala.
Selfishly, I'm
once.
hoping. Okay, so it looks like as you click, it opens up and the video's loaded. And you have a little, almost like tannish brown colored koala resting in a small tree. Looks like they've wrapped the limbs of the tree with some sort of rope. And he's got himself kind of in a sitting upwards fetal position. And his head's resting down on his hands. You can see it's really windy out today. So all of the leaves in the trees are kind of flowing around him. And he's chilling right there in this little nook of the tree. Yeah, it's nap time for the koalas.
So
Do these
So,
cameras
I
have
mean,
sound
can
on them, or do they not? Do they usually not have sound, or are they?
I can't see anything here where you would initiate.
Koalas don't make
sound.
too many sounds unless you're really
No.
bothering them.
yeah.
I've actually heard one make one of those kind of hissy, angry animal noises.
Well,
I did have a suggestion from an explorer that we YouTube the different sounds of the animals that we're looking at. If you guys are into that idea, I could pull up koala
Ooh.
sounds.
Ooh, that
yeah,
would be fun.
let's do it.
Yeah,
That would
let's
be
listen
fun.
Thank
to
you
them.
for that suggestion.
Hopefully
I
they
mean-
make more noises than I
I
get
believe
to
that
hear.
one came from Explore Tina.
Yeah.
So, who is here
Well,
today?
in terms of the koala, his look, are they large animals? Are they small? I mean, what does he actually look like in addition to his color?
Right. So this particular koala, I would say about the size of a small dog. You just had a bird kind of fly up into, looks like koala's exhibit. So this bird looks like a cockatoo. It's blackbird with those crazy feathers on the head is coming close, but the koala is unfazed, remaining in his napping position.
Not bothered by birds.
Not at all.
Now, I don't know if you can see his nails, but koalas have super long claws.
Oh, okay.
I've seen, so right, this particular koala his hands and feet are kind of all rolled up underneath his body.
Aw.
Mhm.
As he sits kind
Oh.
of in this little position. So you can't see, but he's so still, it almost looks like a stuffed animal perched in the tree.
I'll have you
They
know,
look like stuffed animals anyway.
totally off topic here, but my dog is focused intently on this computer screen right now.
Just wait.
What is that?
Just wait.
She is literally sitting here focused completely on the computer screen, just like
Check it out.
So do we have the sound of the, well, since koalas don't make sound, can we
Yeah,
do the
we have
cockatoo?
koala sounds, maybe?
Or koala sounds and cockatoo sounds?
I have found a video called Koala Sounds, and I
Oh,
believe
let's
I'm
check
sharing my
this
sounds.
out.
Let me know if you can hear it.
Check this out. Oh dear.
At the moment.
whoa.
There we go.
Oh,
That was a
That
sound
just
I heard
sounds
it make.
creepy. I don't know,
that's a little,
Yes.
I'm not really sure we want to keep on with that.
Okay, so that is apparently the sound.
Of an angry koala?
I'm not sure. Let's see if we can find out.
Let's bring us back to the happy place. We might have to leave and go with Sid somewhere else.
Go back to
That koala
Small
was
World at
sitting up.
Disneyland. All right, I gotta.
Go back to the cute stuffed animal. Yes.
Yeah.
The,
Okay.
yes.
All right, we're back on the sleepy boy now. Or girl, I guess.
Oh. Well, Stephanie, can I make a request? I would
Sure.
love to check out the penguins.
I was gonna ask, like, can we go to the
See what the
penguin race?
penguins
Like,
are
Let's
doing.
do it. Let's have Sid take us to the penguins.
All
Yeah.
right.
Okay. Oh, this will be fun.
Pork.
No,
Going
watch,
to
they'll
the
be
penguin
sleeping
can
too.
now.
It'll be
And we'll be
nap
scrolling
time
down.
for everybody.
There's a beautiful banner picture involving a penguin that was streaking from right to left. And the live feed, scroll down a little bit more. I see a group of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, approximately 10 penguins. They're standing
Whoa.
on a bank area in the background area. In the foreground area, there's some water that's kind of flowing. There's rocks on
Mhm.
both the left and right side. And they're all just kind of looking at each other. The penguins themselves are approximately maybe 2 feet in tall. They've got
Hmm.
webbed feet. They're moving from right to left. In fact, there's a couple of them that are kind of checking each other out. They're kind of pointing at each other with their beaks. And well, I would say they're just kind of looking at each other, kind of studying each other's features. The
Straighten up your
penguin,
feathers. That's gonna look weird on Zoom.
the penguins themselves are black and white in color. They have the appearance of kind of a black stripe that goes down the back side of them. The tail is a very short little tail. It's not what you would find for a typical bird. It's kind of a little bit of a snubbed end.
Mhm. Mhm.
The penguins themselves kind of move around almost in a fashion similar to an insect, in that the movements themselves are very short and sharp, but at the same time, when they walk with a waddle pattern a little bit. So they kind of emphasize the left and the right side, almost like a heavy step, if you will. But there are several of them. There's one in the background that on the right-hand side that has just walked off camera, but they're shaking, they're moving around. There's a good series of I would say, content penguins. About the best way to put it.
Yeah. Content
Do
penguins
they
and
know that the world is watching?
I think they are completely oblivious.
we need some penguin sounds too, though.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, definitely penguins. They make some cool noises.
they do.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be growly like our friend. back
No, I don't
No,
think so.
no,
Not as creepy.
I don't think so. No.
there.
Oh my gosh.
Zaxby's
Oh.
signature sandwich with
All righty.
Let me get through the ad. Sorry.
Oh, I get
It's
through
okay.
the ads. No worries.
I'm sure the penguin would like the signature sandwich.
Yes.
I bet they would. I bet they would.
This one has music.
Oh.
So this is babies being tickled and this little baby noises. that's a baby
is a-
penguin communicating
That's a
with an adult
baby
penguin.
Oh my
That sounds like a
gosh.
massive penguin. Like, I
I know.
A whole lot going
Does
on
it-
with that penguin.
Oh yeah. Does it say what type of penguins these are, Sid?
It says there are just penguin. It's a variety of penguins. It says that there are 17
Oh.
different species of penguins, and that they
Okay.
have a variety of sounds such as squawking or high-pitched braying, quacking, quacking, chirping. And then this video is a compilation of unusual sounds that the typical penguin might make.
Cool.
Oh.
That sounds
There's
like
a
New
little
York
more
City
for
at
you.
rush hour right there.
Oh
This,
man.
the setting for those penguins was a variety of environments. Some of them had feathers that looked like they were extending out with kind of a yellowish color, but it was a variety of ages and a variety of types of penguins, and they were all quite animated.
So these are all about 2 feet tall, more or less.
Approximately.
Because in my thoughts, not ever really been able to see them, I thought they were tall. I mean, really tall.
Funny enough, in my thoughts, I thought they all needed snow. So I mean, there we go.
Yeah.
Well, and yes, in many of the videos segments that they were showing as part of the compilation with YouTube, you were seeing them in kind of an Antarctic kind of environment. In this particular location with San Diego, there's not a whole lot of snow in that area, so I suspect they're
No,
having to
there's
kind of
not.
make.
Surprised they didn't build an enclosure for that though. Like, I wonder if the enclosure has to be cold or if.
That's
Yeah.
a very good question. I do see shadows in the frame of the shot, so I believe they're outdoors. But I'm not able to see a wide enough shot to actually confirm if it's outdoors or if that's artificial light. But,
And just for those who are new to IRA and how the explorers are interacting with agents, we can ask, like Ryan just asked Sid about the enclosure, the snow, and Sid's mentioning the enclosures, but again, the agents can check as we're doing on the internet while we're communicating back and forth, and augment whatever it is you're experiencing with more information. And so that's another very cool and useful feature of IRA and the experience, the IRA experience.
it looks like penguins can range typically anywhere from, according to the internet, from 12 inches up to 4.3 feet tall.
Whoa.
And it looks like there was a very large penguin. It's I don't know how accurate this is. It looks like it talked about having a penguin that was as tall as 6 feet.
See, I thought that was how tall they were.
Yeah, well, most of them I think are a good bit shorter. This one I think is a rare one, but apparently they can go up typically to about 4 feet. Oh, I see. This was a fossil remain that showed that the penguin was that
Ooh.
large.
Prehistoric penguin.
So,
Wow.
well, shall we move on to another live camera?
Yeah.
And let's swing it back over to Julia.
Right, so our remaining live camera here is the HippoCam, and it is apparently a new feature on this site.
Excuse me.
Cool.
And when I open that one up, there is a banner image of an adult hippo being flanked by a baby hippo, and they're swimming in the water with just their noses peeking up over top of the surface of the water. You can see their eyes and their ears above as well.
Okay.
And let's see if I can find a hippo on this HippoCam today.
See if anybody's out and about today.
I
Well-
checked in on them a couple days ago and there was one sleeping, but I don't actually see one now. Let's see what I can see though.
Well, and what sounds would they make if
It might be scary. Let's find out.
it could be.
I was gonna say you
Going
want
back
to hear
the
some
claw.
angry sounds.
I'll turn it down a little bit before I play it, just in case it's crazy.
Hippopotamus.
I want to scare Ryan.
Yeah.
My poor dog, who's intently focused on the screen still.
And,
Yeah, she's probably
and I
thinking.
would love to have you guys also describe what a hippo actually looks like.
Yeah,
I think we've all kind of we have these images of hippos,
Hmm.
maybe.
I'm sure
To the
mine
images
way
we're about to
off
have
base.
after this sound effect we're about to hear. Huh?
Yeah.
This is a video from the Smithsonian channel that says the noise made by wild hippos can be deafening. So I'm going to open it up and I'm going to turn it down.
Oh.
Here we go.
Forewarning,
Some
everyone.
ads. All right, skipping ads now. And here comes the hippo
All
segment.
right.
submerged. Even though they haven't moved all day, they still manage to have long-distance conversations.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds like me first thing in the morning. Wait a minute.
Shout out to the
What?
Smithsonian, one of our
Yay.
access offers,
Yes,
by the
one
way.
of our
Smithsonian.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
You can actually watch that video with an agent because
Mhm.
the Smithsonian Museum offer is online as well. So very exciting.
So
Yeah.
how do these lovely creatures look?
Right, let me
Are
find
they
a good full
just
body image of a
round?
hippo. They're definitely quite bulbous. So they are very large animals. They're like the height of a horse, but much
Ooh.
broader and thicker. They have
Whoa.
short, stocky legs and big, round, barrel-shaped bodies. And they appear hairless, but I believe they do have some hair. They have whiskers on their nose, and I
Mhm.
believe they have ear hairs and things of that nature. Their heads are elongated, big bulbous nose at the end, and a
Mm.
long snout, and then their eyes are towards the front of their heads, and they have little tiny ears up on the top of their heads.
Mm.
Yes. That stick
And
up above the water.
they do. When they swim, you can see their nose and their eyes and ears above the water. And when they open their mouths, this is a big feature of them. Their mouths open to like, it looks like beyond a 90-degree angle when they're fully open. And they have big, huge tusks on both their bottom jaw and their top jaw. So they're actually quite powerful and a little bit intimidating looking when they've got their mouths open.
And what is the coloring? Are they like a dark?
They look like they range from gray to pink, mostly gray, but they have pink in their folds around their eyes and their ears.
Mm.
And I think the babies are a little bit lighter.
Mm-hmm.
Babies are adorable.
The
They're so
babies are absolutely darling. They look like little hairless puppies with big fat faces. And yeah, they do appear to be a bit more pink when they're babies, and then they grow into that gray color.
Yes.
I don't see a hippo in our hippo exhibit today. I just see running water and some logs, and you can actually see in the background of this cam, sometimes you can see visitors walking by. But
Well,
no
and
hippo
this-
today, I'm afraid.
Oh,
They're still
Well-
open too, yeah. So
Mhm.
and a
Wow.
shout out to our friends on YouTube. Anybody got a request for where to go next?
Yeah.
definitely feel free to put that in the YouTube chat.
Shout
People
away.
here in
Absolutely,
Zoom,
Ryan
you're
is
welcome
checking
to.
those.
Yeah.
People here in Zoom, you're welcome to put an animal in the chat as well, and we will go visit your favorite animal.
Do you want me to pull up the list? They have a list of the view
Oh,
all of the animals.
yeah.
I can kind of
Yeah, let's
scroll
hear it.
down
Yeah,
and
yeah,
everybody
let's do
can
it.
see.
Yeah.
There's
Now-
too many to really read through, but I can give you highlights.
Okay.
Or we could maybe start like they have mammals and they have reptiles, they have birds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Apes.
Mammals, reptiles, birds. Oh my.
Yeah.
Does anybody have a favorite to search for to start? And then we can.
Oh, let's
Lions,
Yeah.
tigers, and bears.
Big-
Oh my.
big cats.
You guys see any responses from our friends there on Zoom? on
Yeah.
YouTube? Somebody want to shout out a mammal or a reptile?
Oh, we have a request for an alpaca.
All right.
Right. That wouldn't be what I would have thought of. So let's do it. Let's find the alpaca.
Alpacas are kind of cool.
We have a
actually.
great apes
was-
request as well.
Great apes.
Oh,
Okay.
Excellent.
Is there a
All right.
search bar?
Lions, tigers, and bears and such.
Mhm. Ooh, check this out. And this is
I don't
all.
see
We have
any
two
alpacas.
requests. We have two requests
Oh,
for
no
apes so
All right,
far.
let's
All
check out
right,
some
we're going
apes.
to the apes. Excellent.
Oh, there's an ape cam. Should we start there?
Ooh,
Yeah,
let's start there. Let's
start
do that.
there.
Yep.
Cool. See, this is the fun of doing this with an IRA agent is you can make these requests and look at us go.
Can you
Sierra, you wanna take
imagine
this
walking
one?
through the zoo and being
All right,
able?
which agent
Oh.
is doing the
Oh,
apes?
I'm sorry.
Oh, I cannot wait.
So many choices, so little time.
I know.
Let's go. Let's see. Sierra.
Oh, hello. Alrighty, so at the top of the screen there is a banner, and you can see a young orangutan next to a baby black monkey and another black monkey. I'm not sure what type that one is, or ape, I guess. And then if you scroll down a little bit, there is the ape cam. So in the ape cam, I can see a huge orangutan on the left side of the screen. And then there's also a bunch of those black apes kind of mixed in with them. It looks like it might be chimps or bonobos. And maybe if you scroll down, it might say what type they are. Let's see. It just gives you the times. Learn more. Okay, so yeah,
Okay.
it's called they're called Siamangs, Siamangs. So they're orangutans and Siamangs. And
Okay.
then basically the enclosure is a very large kind of grassy space. And then there's like a kind of an obstacle course throughout the space. So there's a bunch of like logs to climb on, ropes, poles that are connected to the ropes. There's a Siamang right now who's kind of squatting and just grabbed something from the orangutan and ran away while he was holding on to some ropes. The Siamangs are much smaller than the orangutan. They've got really long arms. They're kind of like shiny black coats that are a little long longer than you'd expect for a ape. And then let's see, kind of small heads, and their legs look a bit shorter than their arms. And the orangutan is probably one of the biggest ones I've ever seen. He's got a very wide face and a very wide body as well. He's got long reddish orange hair. The hair covers his whole body as well as his face. It looks like some of it's even a little dreaded up on his arms when he was moving. Looks like he might be eating something right now because he keeps lifting his hands to his mouth. And his skin on his face and his hands is kind of like a dark gray color.
Oh.
And right now I can see two Siamangs in the shot. One of them is kind of hanging from a pole while balancing on one of the ropes and kind of bothering the orangutan. It looks like he just tapped his head with his hand. And then the other Siamang's kind of minded his business off on the left side of the screen, just kind of picking through some grass.
Yeah.
And another one just ran in from the right side of the screen and went up to the orangutan. The orangutan is not amused with them today. It's kind of had an aggressive stance, and the Siamang went back away. Yeah, looks like these two are kind of picking on him a bit. He might have some food or something.
Yeah, yeah. I love it. It's very interactive live cam. And
yeah,
I had never heard of Siamangs before.
Me
never
neither.
heard of those.
They look like
Yeah.
they're fun, actually. Or at
Yeah,
least
so the
these
one that was
guys are.
hassling the orangutan just walked off the right side of the camera out of the shot.
All right, so we have another request. We get to our requester here.
Well,
It
well,
is-
actually, before we
Oh,
get
wait.
to that one, I think we want to go to the alpaca.
Oh, there was
we
no
have a,
alpaca, actually.
before we move on, we have a question. How large are they? Sorry, I didn't see your question.
So
Yeah.
the orangutan is quite large. We can maybe look up the size of them, but he looks like he must weigh a ton. And his hair just looks really heavy and weighted as well. The Siamangs are much smaller. They look like they're probably about the size of a bonobo. So let's see what the weight and height is for orangutan. We're looking it up now.
And I'm not sure what a bonobo
And
is.
it says, this is from livescience.com. This is the first source that came up. It says, on average, orangutan females are around 45 inches tall, which makes males around 54 inches tall. Females weigh an average of 81.5 pounds and males average around 191 pounds.
Whoa.
So the one we were
Whoa.
looking at must have been a male because he looked like he could have been
Whoa.
in that range.
54
Wow.
inches tall and 191. Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
And
almost
then
tall
the
as me.
Siamangs, they are the largest gibbons of the world. This is from NePrimateConservancy.org.
Mhm.
It says male Siamangs have an average weight of 26.2 pounds, while females generally weigh around 23.1 pounds. And both genders can grow to be about 3 feet tall.
Okay.
Oh.
Wow.
Nice. Okay.
All right.
And then Stephanie had asked a really good question. What is a bonobo?
Oh, yeah. So a bonobo is a type of primate. We can also look up some information about them, but they're very similar to a chimpanzee.
Okay.
So I think their hair is darker. Oh, awesome. So there's actually a page on bonobos here on the website for the San Diego Zoo. So there's a picture of one. So it looks like kind of like a chimpanzee. It's a bit darker, like blacker skin. I'm not sure if this is particular to this one, but this one has kind of like patchy hair. So its chest is, you can see its skin through its hair, and kind of the top of its head is bare as well.
Mhm.
And it's kind of got a large furrowed brow above its eyes, large ears, brown eyes, and then a similar kind of snub nose that a lot of apes and monkeys have. And this one looks to be chewing on some bark in the photo. And it says bonobos are quite possibly the most intelligent primates on Earth, other than us, of course. The San Diego Zoo was one of the first zoos to exhibit these highly endangered primates. One characteristic bonobos are especially known for is their ability to get along. Unlike humans or chimpanzees, they have never been observed killing one of their own kind.
Wow.
These clever apes are fun to watch. Their exhibit is dominated by giant rock outcroppings and ropes and hammocks attached to bamboo sway poles, on which the playful bonobos nimbly climb or rest. Waterfalls and stream add to the African rainforest atmosphere, but the real show is the bonobos themselves. Do they remind you of anyone?
Well, and we can, I think, Ryan, you were gonna make another, or
Yeah.
tell us another request, and then we can swing over to Danielle after you tell us.
So what is our next animal request?
Where we go?
Yeah. Oh, it's too bad they don't have a live cam for the bonobos. That
I
would
would
be
love
fun.
to
I'm
see.
gonna try to not be muted while I talk to you guys. That actually always does
Oops.
help. We have a request from Tina, who says, I'd be interested in the dog department. I'm curious about the differences between dogs, wolves, tortoises, and foxes.
And yeah, and maybe we can, as you're looking that up, Danielle, maybe we can check to see if there's a live cam also.
And I think because Sid and Danielle are both agents, they may have had to go back to the dashboard, but we do
Ah.
have our dedicated agents for the hour, Sierra
Okay.
and
Okay,
Julia here. So
we will go back to Julia.
let's look at dog. Do we have a live canine cam or
Yeah, and dogs and wolves, that's
those?
was something I was curious about myself, because I believe they're cousins.
Yep,
They're cousins, dogs.
there is a big old canine family.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
So far, I found an Arctic fox.
Oh,
Ooh, Arctic fox.
awesome.
Let's start there.
Okay, we'll start with the foxes. The Vulpine.
What does the fox say?
I just Ryan, Ryan,
Oh, he had to go there.
get
didn't
out
he?
of my head, Ryan. Like, don't say
Oh.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I couldn't help it.
Jeez.
This is what zoos do.
That's
Make
right.
us giddy
That's
with
right.
excitement and
Too excited.
bring it a minute. You know, we're just happy to experience sea sun.
It was
irises.
right there. It was right there. I
It
just
was.
couldn't
It was
help
too
You
easy.
know.
Too easy.
Well, let's see if we can find out what the fox actually says after. We
And then- and
They
then maybe
do
there's some
make
sound.
noise.
Yeah, I
We'll
think
have to
they
look it up.
Yeah.
All right, so what we have here is an Arctic fox, and there's a beautiful banner image of the fox here at the top of the page.
Mhm.
He is almost entirely white with a black nose and clear, piercing brown eyes, big ears, and probably as tall as the rest of his head. And he has long, sort of luscious, soft looking white fur, a little bit of tan fur around his face, but overall very white, probably to blend with the snow. And it says that the Arctic fox's conservation status is stable, and they're located in the Northern Frontier exhibit of the San Diego Zoo. And this is a little bit of a description that they have. A small round body with thick fur and a cute fluffy tail help the Arctic fox survive its cold, harsh habitat. Even the bottom of its paws has hair to give the fox good traction as it races across icy ground. But for an Arctic fox, the tail, also called a brush, is extra useful, since the fox curls it around the face like a scarf when the frigid winds blow. An Arctic fox's fur changes colors with the seasons of the year. In winter, it's white so that it blends in with the snow. During the spring, the fox sheds its winter coat, revealing gray fur underneath. And there's a did you know section for each of these animals. And this one says, Arctic foxes have excellent hearing. When hearing the next meal scurrying under the snow, the fox leaps into the air and pounces, breaking through the layer of snow right onto the prey underneath.
Oh, wow.
Whoa. And how much do they weigh?
That's what I was gonna say too. Yeah. Ryan, get out of my head. Yeah, how much do they weigh and what sound if we have some audio for them?
What does the fox actually say? Let's
Yeah,
answer
let's
that
find out.
today, Naira.
And we will answer that question once and for all.
All right. It says fully grown Arctic foxes weigh from 6 to 10 pounds and average
Well, that's it.
43
They're little.
inches in length, including
How
the
many?
tail, which is
How is that supposed to
15
break
inches.
ice? I think
So they're the size of a small dog, like a Chihuahua.
Yeah, and
My
they can break.
cats are bigger than that.
and they can pounce on ice and break it? Like how?
Oh yeah.
Let me find a video of that and I'll describe it.
Oh, that's got to be
Amazing.
hilarious to watch. Bonsai.
Aren't those hyenas? Yeah.
All right, I've got a video here.
Oh boy.
Oh, is there gonna be sound for this?
Yeah, I can turn on
Oh.
the sound after this Zaxby's ad.
YouTube
YouTube is so unpredictable.
I know.
No.
Zoom zoom.
Mhm.
All right, so this Arctic fox is located in North America. And he is currently walking along on top of the snow, and you can see paw prints in the snow.
The fox.
This fox is currently colored a light orange color, and you can see his breath in the
Fellow
cold.
canine has an amazing set of skills. Deep snow covers the Black Hills.
This is from Discovery.
And hidden under that icy blanket.
He's sticking his nose in the snow and sniffing, and now he's crouching down, jumping about 3 feet in the air and diving headfirst into the
Oh.
snow.
Oh,
Oh,
And
so they use their heads. Okay.
Yeah.
they jump up and they dive down into the snow with their heads, and he went all the way into the snow from his snout to about his shoulders.
Oh wow.
wow.
Do we want fox sounds?
Yes.
Oh, let's see.
Let's
check it
answer the
out.
question once and for all.
Yeah.
Once and
Yes.
for all, and put it
They
to
do
rest.
bark, actually. I happen to know that they do bark.
They
And
bark.
it sounds like a dog with a very bad cold. At least the red foxes that we have around here and the gray foxes, they a neighbor had one on top of the garage.
Ooh.
Only way I know that. Yeah.
I have found a video called Fox Calls from someone called Star Fox Fan 4641, and apparently this video contains different fox calls and sounds and what they mean. So I'll read the captions of what they mean if they don't have
Okay.
audio.
Yeah. So we will
Hello.
finally answer the question.
How do we know what they mean? Like okay.
Just studying them, I guess. And
All right, so this is an alarm bark.
Yeah, that's how my
Toward
alarm
a
sounds in the
danger.
that
battery.
was one of the
Sounds-
noises that,
Yep.
yeah, that the fox made in our neighborhood.
That's the alarm sound.
That sounds like a little dog. It does. It sounds like a chihuahua.
Uh-huh.
This says Vixen Scream.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Whoa. Whoa.
Does male foxes also use this?
Whoa.
Vixen scream.
It sounds like
It sounds like something you'd hear at Halloween. Ooh,
That's what the fox says.
there you go.
Yeah, Vixen
My.
scream. I love that. I love that name.
Interesting.
what was that?
Sounds like a woman screaming in the night.
Exactly.
Yes.
It really does.
That is
All right, here's one more. It's called gecking. This is how they chatter to each other. Sometimes when they're fighting.
Yeah, that's
I
a little
heard
chirpy.
that in our neighborhood in the night.
Sounds like my little dog's playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say we have a lot of foxes and raccoons, and they both make that kind of noise.
Oh, okay. Okay. So are we
Oh my
near the
goodness.
wolves? Shall we move over to
Yeah,
Sierra
let's check
for
out
the
some
wolves?
wolves.
Wolves
If I
And then
can find
after-
any
dogs.
wolves.
And then after wolves, we got asked about pandas as well. So whichever one
Yeah.
we see first.
Yeah.
Pandas,
So
yay.
let's go check out the wolves.
Right. So in the search, nothing actually came up for wolves. Let's see. pandas next.
Mhm.
Let's see if anything comes up. Up, we've got a panda cam.
Yay!
There's also a red
Oh.
panda.
Oh, this is
Wow.
gonna
Oh,
be
red
good.
But the-
panda. Oh, red
So
panda.
let's
We got to
see
do
the
the
panda
cam
cam.
first.
It looks
Yeah,
like
we
that
got to
might
do the
be
cam
a great.
first.
Yeah.
Got to do the
Awesome.
live stuff
So-
first.
Oh,
It
yeah.
says this one is actually pre-recorded, but it's the PandaCam archive. So it's
Oh, cool.
archival footage of their panda. And then the banner has an image of a black and white panda sitting in tree branches. All right, so the PandaCam, it shows an exhibit. There's a lot of trees. And then in the middle of the shot with the camera, there's kind of like, if you can scroll down just like a little bit. Let's see. All right, awesome. So it's basically like kind of like a cave made out of what looks like boulder or rock. And there's actually a panda right in the middle of the shot, which I think is sleeping on top of the cave.
Mm.
So this panda has black hind legs and then black arms, black spots around the eyes, and a black nose and ears. And then the head and neck is white. And then basically from the shoulders to its back is white as well. And so this panda is sleeping on its stomach. It's got its arms outstretched in front of him, and its head is just resting down on top of the boulder. And then you can see a little bit of light coming through from outside. It also looks like it was windy on this day because the leaves in the trees are moving a lot.
Mhm.
And I only see one panda as of right now.
And how big is he? And
He looks pretty big. If we want to check up on, let's see if it says at the bottom.
and I've often wondered, do they look similar in coloring to the penguins?
Oh, yes, they are very similar in coloring to the penguins, black and white. And there's actually some text at the bottom. So this might be why this is archival footage. It says, in honoring the terms of our conservation loan agreement with the People's Republic of China, 27-year-old Bai Yun and her son, 6-year-old Xiao Liwu, might have butchered that name, has been repatriated to their ancestral homeland. We are now working with
great.
colleagues in China to determine and redefine the future of panda conservation and research. And then there's a link to learn more about pandas or read their panda blog.
Oh my.
Funny. That's great.
And so the panda is no longer there, huh?
Yeah, it seems like the panda went back to China.
Mhm, mhm. And do we have
So
sound?
yeah, I can only see one in the shot at the moment though. I
Huh.
don't see the sun that they were, or maybe
Yeah.
this one is the sun. I don't know which one's which.
Yeah, I mean they live, I guess, a pretty long time. She's 27 and the
Yeah,
baby.
wow.
Yeah, that's shocking. I had no idea that they looked that long.
Right. And do we have sound for them as well? Do they?
Yeah, let's look up and see if we can find some audio for the pandas. All right. The first link that come up is from Esser Dinlar, and it says, "Ever wondered what noise pandas make?" And then it shows about 4 pandas in the thumbnail. So here they are. So we've got 4 pandas.
Oh my God.
One of them's kind of climbing over the back of 2 of the other one, using them like resting on them with his front paws. And then he kind of just sat down on his behind, kind of like a person. So he's got his 2 arms just in his lap, and he's sitting upright.
Oh, how cute.
And it looks
Yeah.
like they're trying to get to something, maybe food or a zookeeper or something, because they're all making this sound while they're looking off camera to the left.
Mhm.
Oh.
They really are quite adorable. They have very
Yes.
large, wide faces, and then kind of just like rotund bodies. And they kind of have upturned mouths, so it looks like they have a little tiny smile on their face.
That's so cute.
Well,
Oh
you
my
know,
gosh.
Janine would be very upset if we
I
didn't look at
know.
any
I
cats.
have to go.
Or-
Let's see what big cats they have. Do we have a big cat live cam
Oh,
or any
Any
cat live
leopards?
They
cam?
must.
lion, tiger, maybe a
Leopards?
liger,
Lions, tigers,
Leopards.
leopards,
leopards,
We have to see if they have
jaguars.
leopards.
lynx.
We got a
Alright.
have to
tiger
come-
live cam.
Ooh, a tiger
Ooh.
live cam. Cool. This time of day, they're probably sleeping.
They have to have leopards too. I know. I think they do actually.
Mhm.
Leopards are very cool. Did you know?
All right. Oh, wow. It looks like we have a tiger on the Tiger Live Cam.
Ooh,
It
cool.
says day and night. You're watching the live cam while it's daytime in San Diego. While it's dark, we rebroadcast the morning stream. And it's showing, I can actually see a visitor behind some glass behind the tiger. And it's showing the tiger from inside the enclosure looking out towards the visitor glass. And the tiger is very large, sprawled out, sleeping on a bunch of what looks like hay or some kind of like dried grass. The hay is piled up on some stones, some flat stones on the ground. And the tiger is just sleeping on the hay on his side, facing the camera. And you can just see, you can't see the visitors very well, but you can just see their feet kind of in the background behind the tiger.
Mhm. Mhm.
And it's got a white belly, and then its arms, back, and legs are orange. And then the stripes go throughout the orange and the white, going all the way throughout the tiger to the tip of its tail.
Mm. Now, do we know what kind of tiger he is, like a Bengal tiger, or do they come in different?
See,
They
I think
come
there
in-
are different types.
There
There's
are
a
different
learn more about
types.
tigers button, and then a tiger blog.
Let's learn
maybe
more
if
about
we-
them. Cool.
A tiger blog.
Yeah. All right. So now it's showing a large high res photo of a tiger making eye contact with the camera as it's kind of
Ooh.
prowling.
Ooh,
It says
creepy.
they are endangered. The tiger in the picture has kind of like greenish gold clear eyes. So they're very piercing with small black pupils in the middle.
Mhm.
And then kind of a reddish pink nose, like the color of like terracotta.
Mhm.
And then
I
let's
had a
see
question
what it
about going
says.
back to the
Yeah.
panda. Were those trees or were they bamboo trees?
They didn't look like bamboo, actually. So I think they were trees, and they must give them bamboo, I presume, for like food.
Mhm.
If they do,
But yeah, they looked like regular or some kind of tree that wasn't
Mm-hmm.
bamboo.
Sorry, I didn't see the message, so I didn't.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So tigers are mammals. It says they are carnivores. And let's see. These tigress, but I think that's probably all tigers. So let's see if it
Mhm.
says, I'm going to just scan here and see if it says what kind they have. So black and white and orange all over, the beautiful striped coat of that powerful, mesmerizing gaze pierces the tiger amongst the world's most revered wildlife. It's a reverence that's mixed with a bit of fear, an appropriate reaction to a large, well-muscled, swift hunter with 1 to 2 inch long canine teeth and 3 to 4 inch long claws. The
Yikes.
tiger is a stalk and ambush hunter, and the distinctive stripes are good camouflage in the long grass or wooded forests of their diverse habitats. Dark stripes on a pale background break up the tiger's outline as it lies in wait for prey to come near.
Mm.
Tigers can also be black with tan stripes, all white,
Ooh.
albino, or white and tan. The white tigers found in some zoos are not albino, but rather the white and tan color variation with blue eyes. True albinos have pink eyes.
Mm.
And it says habitat and diet. There are currently 6 subspecies of tigers, each living in different habitats: flooded mangrove forests, arid forests, tropical forests, and taiga. The different subspecies are found in small areas of Asia, India, and Russia. The largest subspecies lives in snowy areas of Russia. The smallest and darkest subspecies is found farther south in the jungles of Indonesia. Female tigers are always smaller than male. Then it shows lifespan 14 to 18 years median life expectancy.
Oh, wow.
Let's see. And then it looks like it's going to go through the different species. It doesn't say so far which ones they have,
Mhm. Okay.
but they have information about Bengal tiger or Indian tiger. Those look kind of brighter in color based off of the photo they used. Then they have Malaysian tiger. That one has a very wide face. Sumatran tiger.
I had no
And-
idea they were.
Yeah, and there's just like
so
a little bit of
diverse.
information. Oh, wait.
Mhm.
Malaysian. Sorry, it looked like that might be the one they had. Malaysian tiger This is the subspecies you'll see at the San Diego Zoo. More than 200 tigers remain on the Malay Peninsula. Of those, only 80 to 120 are breeding adults.
Oh,
Mm,
wow.
okay.
Ooh,
So they are
that's
endangered.
sad.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And of course, we got to find and see if they got the leopards.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
of
Oh,
course.
Julia, check out the leopards for us.
Oh, yeah.
And then did they end up, they didn't end up having alpacas, correct?
Nope, no alpacas.
Yeah, we had a lot of requests for the alpacas. So
Oh,
I had to,
really? Oh my
yeah, like we
gosh.
had
Well,
a lot of requests
Because
for
they're
alpacas.
Well, now
adorable.
wait, here's the power of the IRA experience. We'll just
That's
find some
right.
alpacas on
We
YouTube.
can find
We can
alpacas.
find those, and we can find the leopards and the alpacas, and that'll be it for our requests. Because
Yeah, we're getting to the end of
Yeah.
our program here.
Yeah,
We
and I know
typically
there's
go
a
about
gift
an
shop here too.
hour with these programs, and so we may go over
Well,
just
we may
tad
go over a little
today.
bit because I would like to do the gift shop at the end. You know, we got to
Oh,
do
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
okay, gotcha,
You
gotcha.
can't leave the zoo.
But we got to do the
without checking
leopards,
out.
we got to do the alpacas, and then we can.
And then we'll
we
go to the.
can-
Okay, kids, then we'll go to the gift shop if you behave.
And then we're gonna have to
okay?
go.
Keep your
We're
hands to
really gonna go this
yourselves.
time.
That's right. Stay with the group.
Janine. No,
Wandering
no.
off.
Don't bug Ryan, okay?
To do this. We're family. We can do this.
All right, guys, we've got the clouded leopard pulled up here.
Oh,
And-
I have
Ooh.
petted a clouded leopard before.
Ooh,
I have actually
clouded
touched
leopard.
one. Yeah.
Clouded leopards are a threatened species, and they are a large cat colored brown with very distinctive black markings. Starting at the face, they have sort of greenish brown eyes with dark stripes coming out from the side of their eyes out into their cheeks. Soft pink noses, a pink tongue, and white marks around their muzzles with little black dots where the white whiskers emerge from their faces. And then they have black spots along the top of their heads and big, wide, sort of ovular shaped ears on top of their heads. Their bodies have big spots, like much larger than you might imagine leopard spots to be in other species. And the spots are black, sort of, it almost looks like if you took a sponge and like did a print, and mostly the outline of the sponge is what came out, but then there's little dots inside as well. There's a big spotted pattern on these guys. And they are also a carnivorous mammal. And let's see, cloudy taxonomy. Few people have seen a clouded leopard, either in its rainforest habitat in Southeast Asia or in a zoo. Officially recorded as a species in 1821, the clouded leopard remains just as mysterious today as it was nearly 200 years ago. Most of what we know about these cats comes from caring for them in zoos. Named for its cloud-like spots, recent genetic studies have shown that clouded leopards are a separate genus of cat and not a type of leopard.
Oh,
Or not just the type of leopard. Cloudids are most closely related to snow leopards and are now in the same taxonomic subfamily, Pantherinae, as tigers, lions, jaguars, and true leopards. These guys are 26 to 41 inches long, 10 to 16 inches high, and females are 20 to 30 pounds, and males are 44 to 55 pounds.
yeah. And they have a very thick muscled tail. And they use it like a rudder when they're in the trees, and their fur, I can tell you, feels like a long-haired cat. If you felt a Persian cat or a long cat with a silky fur, that's what their fur feels like. It's really interesting.
It looks like their tails are 24 to 33 inches, so
Yeah,
about as long as their
very-
body. They have very large
Yeah,
tails.
very long muscle tail, thick tails.
They're from
Yeah.
Southeast Asia, mostly inhabiting tropical rainforests, but they journey into grasslands, scrubland, and wetlands as well. And they have a big mouth. They can open their jaws wider than any other cat. And their tooth development is most like that of the extinct saber-toothed tiger. They have 2-inch long canine teeth that are the same size as those of a tiger, even though a tiger is 10 times larger in body size.
Ah,
Wow. Yeah.
That's
wow.
quite a bite.
Yeah,
So.
that was not the end I was petting.
No.
All right.
Trying to find some alpaca content.
Oh, let's
Yeah.
find some
Yeah.
alpacas.
Do leopards before
Uh-huh.
have a sound?
Oh yeah, let's see if we can do that.
Oh,
And as we get ready to leave this and go to the alpacas, Sierra, if you could be ready to take us to the gift shop on the way out.
Yeah, no problem. Sounds fun.
And I'll give you a fun fact about leopards. While we're looking up their sounds, leopards and panthers are the same thing. They are this panther is just a Panthera. Pantherae is the genus of these. I think it's the genus
Oh,
or
okay.
family. One of the scientific names. It's the main grouping of those types of cats. But then actual panthers are actually leopards. So black panthers are actually leopards that their primary coloring is black. You can see the spots underneath though.
It just sounds better to say leopard print
Oh,
than
I know. I know.
panther print just wouldn't work.
And yes, yes. And leopards are actually some of the most dangerous big cats pound per pound because they tend to be in trees and they're just vicious hunters.
And I think they can probably jump and leap.
Yes, yes, they can.
All right, guys, I got a video here called Leopard Roaring Repeatedly. It sounds promising.
Ooh.
It's a
Oh,
YouTube video
no,
by
yeah, that's-
Promise Mashiel. And let's
Ooh. Okay.
right now the leopard is standing. She's now sitting. You can see her tail twitching and she's sort of moving her mouth rhythmically, thinking about making a sound, it seems like.
Maybe we'll talk. I'm on camera. I don't know.
Come on,
Say,
girl.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, there we go.
oh,
Kind of goes back to the other song.
man.
Yeah, this
Wow.
sounds like the only caption on this video says contact calling cub. So that seems to be a call.
Ah,
Oh,
okay.
was a little.
Kids.
It was a little kind of a little husky
Kids,
there.
get over here.
Yes. Ryan is
Alright.
practicing his dad noises.
All right, now let's get to the alpacas.
All right, what kind of alpaca stuff do we watch? Do we want to watch them like playing, running? There's shearing videos. There's an alpaca
Oh,
screaming. Wink.
Oh my goodness, an alpaca screaming. Okay,
Yeah,
well, hey,
let's
we
just
get
do
the
that.
noise too.
Let's go right for the noise.
All right, let's start with the
Yeah.
noise. All right, this says alpaca screeching to warn of danger. It's from a YouTube account called A to Z Alpacas.
Just like
And this is
that.
Bob Ross, so we're gonna
Nestle.
let that ad play.
Uh-huh.
All right, here we go.
All right.
It says, did you know alpacas screech when scared to alert the rest of their friends?
Oh boy.
Here we go.
You could hear a flock of geese far off in the distance, and that has
Yeah, I
the
can hear
females
that.
alert and curious.
Mhm.
Uh-oh. And the wind.
Some wind
Yeah.
there too.
Yeah, it looks windy.
Okay. So the
We'll see if they
There they go.
oh, there we are.
go.
It wasn't too bad. I could take that.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's almost like a sheep noise.
Yeah.
Almost.
Can you describe the alpacas? Because
Yeah.
just darn
Absolutely.
cute.
Let's
They
also
are-
introduce really quickly another agent that we have, Agent Arabella.
Arabella, welcome.
Arabella, do you want to describe some alpacas?
Yeah.
Hello, sure.
Ah.
Sure. Just throw me right in there.
Oh, yeah, hey.
Yeah. Just
Welcome
got-
to Afternoon at the Museum.
Right. Just got off another call where I was walking down the beach, and now I'm going to describe an alpaca. Life of an agent.
Alrighty. So
Oh,
we
here's
have-
Troy too.
Yes.
Let's have Troy describe
Yeah.
it. Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
Arabella,
Troy can
go
do the
ahead.
gift shop. Let's do that. Troy can
Yeah,
do the
that's
gift
right.
shop. Yeah, let's
Troy
just
can
do
do
that.
the
Troy
gift
can do the. Yep. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So we have an open field here with, I honestly couldn't say how many alpacas, dozens, if any. They are there in all different colors. There's black alpacas, white alpacas, brown alpacas. They are four-legged with a long neck, somewhat like a miniature giraffe. Only much furrier.
All right.
They have long faces with snout at the end and two little pointed ears at the top. They do not split like llamas.
Yay.
They're much friendlier.
Okay, that's a good one.
Let's see.
Can you
They-
tell how tall they are? Because
Yeah.
they're not
I
very
can't-
tall, are they?
I'm pretty sure like the height of a horse almost.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
They're bigger than I thought.
And
I
they
don't know why I
sound
thought they
like
were little.
They sound
And-
like tiny little things, like, like.
Yes.
just like for their size, they don't.
Yeah, they're 2.7 to 3.2 feet tall.
Wow.
And they can weigh from 110 pounds to 190.
And they sound that small?
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Nice.
All right.
Oh,
So now we put
adorable.
one agent on the spot.
Okay. Well,
Now we
because
put-
everyone has been so good, we can now go to the gift
Now we
shop.
put the CEO on the spot.
On the spot.
And only my mom there.
Sorry,
So-
Sarah.
Only for
Gonna
only
have to
for
defer to Troy.
afternoon. Only for
No
afternoon
worries.
at the museum, live for everybody on YouTube. No pressure, Troy. Here you go.
Welcome, Troy.
I wanted to look at the zoo. I didn't want to be the zoo. I'd heard about this. This looks like fun. Like, gosh, I live in San Diego, and got 3 daughters, and we've been to the San Diego Zoo, God knows how many times, and they have the wild animal park, which I think is even more fun. So, so we're describing the.
We're going to the gift shop.
Different items. We're going to the gift shop.
Now we're going to the gift shop.
This is good. So
Just tell us what you see.
Oh my gosh.
well, at the moment, I see that we're on shopzoo.com, which I wonder how they got that URL. That's pretty good. And they've got some.
Mhm.
So what you see is 3 smiling faces wearing 2 males and a female wearing different. One's wearing a hoodie, one's wearing a green shirt, and the other's wearing a white shirt. All have different logos and lettering on them. They're all smiling. It looks like the young lady's wearing a hat, and she has braided hair off the left side of her shoulder, and her shirt reads San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance, and there's a little logo there that looks like a lion with a rhinoceros. Next to her is another gentleman, slightly taller, and his shirt is dark green and reads rescue, and there's a outline of a baby elephant. I can't quite make out the words, but there's some additional logo words under that. And then next to him is a gentleman where he's got a little bit of stubble, a little bit of a beard, and he's wearing a hoodie that says San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance, and that's a kind of, I guess, a lighter green. And it's got some drawstrings. And then behind them, they've got some pictures of leaves. And at the big call to action on this page is join the Alliance.
Okay. So in the gift shop, I'm going to assume we have the usual, the mugs, the
Yeah. So if we were to shop this, we have some choices. We have some categories. We got adults, kids, face masks, candy. As well as
let's do
books.
the face mask.
Masks.
Look,
Sweet.
we got books, conservation, shop animal, but we went into masks.
Oh yeah.
And there's looks like there's probably about, I'm going to guess, 20 or 30 different masks, some with logos, some with printed pictures. So if you wanted your mask and face to look like a tiger, you could do that. I don't, you've got a cheetah adult mask. You've got
a panda face.
You got a roaring lion face mask that looks pretty fierce. Keep scrolling down. Let's see. There's some other ones that just have more cartoonish, mask faces, like a lion kid's face. That one's $9.85. I don't know what masks should go for, but you can spend up to $20 on a color changing light up face mask for
Oh my goodness.
$95.
It's a fancy mask. Wow. And welcome
Color
to Agent Julie, who has just joined us as well.
Hi, Julie. Welcome.
Hi, everybody.
Awesome.
This has been quite an adventure today. I want to personally thank Troy for supporting Afternoon at the Museum starting way back in August of last year. And it has been a great pleasure being a part of the show. And again, thank you, Troy, for this to happen.
I think the idea was inspired kind of by a number, and I'm really happy to to, provide this this kind of forum, and we look forward to doing even more and more varied and different activities. But the zoo is a good one.
Yeah.
It's a great lead in,
I
Troy,
love it.
to tell you what's coming up on Afternoon at the Museum in the next couple weeks, because this is an example of how you can interact with an IRA agent. And I know everybody, a lot of people like the zoo. Well, the National Zoo is part of our Smithsonian Museum offer. So you can get your agent, go online at the National Zoo. We showed a video early on here from the National Zoo, a little clip of animal sounds from there. You can definitely do that free. Yeah. So next week, same time.
Not same place.
Well, not the same place. No, definitely not the same Zoom link. We'll be back to our regular museum Zoom link, but you can join us live on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/IRAIO.
/C/IRAIO.
I'm sorry, /C/IRAIO/
See us in channel.
live. Yeah.
I don't know. /IRAIO might work too. I don't know.
And
if it's right.
/IRAIO will work, and you can subscribe there, and then you'll get the notification when we go live. But we are going to visit the Presidential Pet Museum with Andrew Hager, and Andrew is he is actually visually impaired himself, and he has a guide dog, but he is one of the curators of this particular museum. And this should be a really cool one, given that we now have 2 German Shepherds in the White House. So this is going to be fun to see some of the presidential pets, including, I believe, a crocodile.
Yes, there was a
Either
crocodile.
crocodile or alligator. Yeah.
Well,
It's
I think there was both. There might have been both, actually. I don't remember.
Possibly. I know there was a
There were some
raccoon.
very interesting pets
These-
there.
yeah, very interesting pets, and lots of dogs and cats. So yeah, and then on the 26th of March, Troy, get excited. We're going to Mars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
we
is
are
an
going
afternoon at the Marseum.
Marseum.
You don't want to forget, because that
Absolutely.
is going to be amazing.
Yes. So we have Dana Lambert, who is one of our explorers, but she is also a project manager at NASA. And she is bringing with her 2 ladies. We have an astronomer and the project manager for the Perseverance rover project.
No
They're
way.
going to bring us sights and sounds from Mars.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you have questions, things that you would like to experience in this particular museum visit, please send them to support@ira.io, and we will get them to the ladies, and we will get your questions answered. We're going to hear noises from Mars, the rover landing, what it actually sounds like there on Mars, which it just blew me away. I was just so psyched about that. Sounds from another planet. And it's not the little Martian behind the rover going, psst. It's my Far Side cartoon right there. But that will be on the 26th of March. Then we're taking a week off for the 2nd of April. But the 9th of April, we are going to talk about Ramadan and the Muslim culture with Bazad Balut, who is one of our customer care team. And we're going to explore some museum content about that particular holiday that is coming up on April 12th. And then Stephanie, you want to talk about April 16th?
April 16th, we are going back to the Negro League Baseball Museum in Kansas City. And in honor of Jackie Robinson Day, which is celebrated in the MLB, Major League Baseball, celebrated on April 15th. So we will be there on the 16th, and we're working on getting an explorer, Paul Mims from Kansas City, to join us that day.
Yeah. In fact, if they are open, we might even have him actually live there with Ray Doswell. How cool would that be?
So actually
That would
live
be
in the museum.
amazing.
Yeah, I hadn't checked to see if they're actually open.
Yeah, we're going to see
They are.
if we can make that happen. And then on the 23rd of April, finally, we have the Boston Museum of Science, which is one of our new partners. And they are going to come on and we're going to tour the Boston Museum of Science.
Great.
So get your science on. We are ready to
Mhm.
go. These are our afternoon at the museum offerings through the end of April, and we are happy to take suggestions and whatnot, questions, whatever. If you are with a museum and you would love to have this kind of access for your patrons, please shout out, send us an email at support@aira.io. I am Janine Stanley. I would love to thank our agents for today, including Julia.
Thank you. It's always a blast.
Yes, Sierra.
Thank
Welcome,
you.
Sierra.
Yeah, I had a great time.
And we'll thank our pop-up agents. We had Sid, we had Danielle, we had Arabella and Julie. And am I forgetting anybody else there, Ryan?
Troy.
I think I got
Oh yeah,
Roy.
Troy.
Well,
Super Agent
that's
Troy.
right. And Super Agent Troy, yes. What you all don't know is that when Era started out, just about everybody did agenting. And so
Disappointed in
Troy
you.
has done agenting before, as you can tell from his great description there of
Mhm.
that photo on the gift
Then
site.
Also for pop-up agents, we also I just totally threw my
I was going to
computer
say, I thought
across
I
the
had
room.
everybody. However,
Mhm.
but we have new pop-up agents in, right?
Sierra, who's here, and I know I'm missing somebody. I can't remember.
I know. I felt like we
yeah.
were missing somebody too. but
Danielle.
If we missed you, I am
Think
so
so.
sorry, but
Danielle. Did we
you're
get
all
Danielle?
Yeah,
amazing.
Danielle, Agent
Mhm.
Danielle. I know
You're
we're
all
missing here.
amazing.
Hold on, I can tell you. Hold on, here we go. Hold on, we can't forget anybody. Uh,
And
Big
we
shout
have
out.
we have a hand raised here from Katerina. And but we are going to thank everybody for attending. I almost said Saturday night
All
at
right,
the
so
museum. Good
Sid and
grief.
Danielle, and Julie and Arabella, and of course all
And
of the other
course, Troy.
agents that we had
Mhm.
here, and then Troy. There we go. I think we got everybody.
Nice. Well, thank you all for attending our afternoon at the museum. Thank you so much, Stephanie, our gracious hostess. And
Yay.
Stephanie actually came up with this wonderful project, and we have been going strong since August, and so excited.
And a pleasure. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you.
great
And
day.
now we will return you to your regularly scheduled Aira exhibit experience.